Am I the asshole for telling off my BIL who keeps purposefully scaring our baby? Me and my husband have 3 kids together. 2 girls and a boy. Our youngest is the boy. He's just over a year old. My husband's brother, we'll call him Uncle G, is married with 4 girls 2-7 yo. They have always wanted a boy and continue having babies in hopes they'll have a boy. So far no luck. Ever since having our youngest son, Uncle G has antagonized him every time we've seen him, which is roughly once a month since baby J was about 2 months old. He'll do things like jump out from behind a corner and scream loudly in his face, lock eyes with him in a staring contest, and then yell loudly to scare him or throw him up in the air, which he hates. I can only assume his intention is to make him cry, because that is always the outcome. We never leave a get-together with Uncle G without him having made baby J cry at least once. Every time I see him do it, I'll intervene, take baby J away, and make a comment ranging from mild to moderate shaming. Something like, "Can you stop please?" Single quote. "You're the only person he cries around." Or, "Gee, I don't think he likes that." We also limit our time around their family for this and other reasons. The last time Uncle G scared him so bad that every time baby J looked at him for the rest of the evening he broke down in tears. Uncle G's reasoning was, "Life is tough. I'm teaching him he needs to be tough. That'll teach him to have a stare down with me." I'm not sure what to do at this point. I already make comments when it happens and it hasn't changed his behavior. I ask my husband to say something and he just shrugs and says the natural consequence for Uncle G is that baby J just won't like him. Is that enough? Am I the asshole for calling him out on it and expecting my husband should say something or not? You are allowing your BIL to keep your baby in a state of constant fear every time you see him. Is this how you want your child to see the world? Stop letting him abuse your son. If BIL is not capable of appropriate behavior, protect your child and never let them be together. YWBTA if this continues. Edited to add, and please do everything you can to protect his children and maybe their mother. God only knows what a dangerous ass he is to his family behind closed doors. No, that's not enough of a consequence. Your baby is being abused by his uncle. You're the asshole for allowing it to continue. Stop seeing this man. P.S. Life isn't supposed to be tough for a 1-year-old. Uncle is an AH2 obviously. With all due disrespect, you have not told off your BIL at all. You and your husband have repeatedly put your child in front of his abuser and don't seem to care. Enough. Stop visiting. Stop interacting with your husband's family until he does something. Please seriously protect your child from that monster, who I assume is acting this way because he's upset you've got a boy when he doesn't. Why the EF have you allowed this? I would have chewed out that the first time he did this. I don't think he likes that WTF. It should have been, "BIL, what the hell is wrong with you? Don't you ever do that again. You and your partner have effing allowed this to torture your child. Holy shit. Be better parents. Get this creep away from your baby. Jesus Christ, yes, you are an asshole for not protecting your kid who is doing whatever he can to request this from you. Life is tough. It gives me instant face-punching rage. Not to say that you should get physical with him. Mind. But this Neanderthal has you doubting yourself? Unacceptable. What in the actual fuck is wrong with you? Seriously. Are you completely lacking in protective instincts? Do not bring your baby around him. Ever. Period. You're already a massive for continuing to bring your baby around him when you yourself are intimidated by him. As said in another comment, and since your husband won't tell this grown man he's related to get the fuck away from his baby, he's a giant as well. All 3 of you are traumatizing that baby. All 3. Fix it now before your son's development is permanently damaged by his abuse. Jesus fucking Christ. And another thing. How will he escalate this behavior when your son is older? Are none of the other adults saying anything, or is Uncle G extra special for everyone? Do you know the story about baby Albert? This is essentially what he's doing. Terrorizing your child. Obviously Uncle sucks the worst, followed by your husband, and then you. You and your husband need to shut this shit down. Babies aren't supposed to be in fight or flight. This often he's literally building his neuro pathways, and this trauma is damaging that process. Put it to a stop now. If he won't stop, you stop going with the baby. Info op: why the hell are you letting someone who deliberately goes out of his way to upset your child be around your child? Not the asshole. Tell your husband, Uncle G, the next time anyone purposely tries to scare the baby cries. You're going to punch both of them in the nuts. Tell them to toughen up. Seriously though, allowing your kids to be frightened by your family is a terrible idea. What happens when baby gets hurts from trying away from Uncle G? You're the asshole for allowing a bully to repeatedly victimize your kid while you wait for your husband to step in and defend him. YTA for letting this go on for so long and only mild and moderate shaming. It is long past the time for Uncle G to no longer spend any time with baby J. Physically put yourself between your child and this abuser. I suggest carrying a squirt bottle and spray him any time he just looks at your baby. If anyone asks, you won't tolerate anyone abusing your children. Use harsh language. This behavior could have far more lasting and traumatic consequences in the future beyond baby J. Not liking Uncle G. Not the asshole for calling out G's behavior. Not the asshole, and it is high time. X200B. You are Oz for not protecting your son. X200B. You just stand at the sideline and let his uncle abuse him again and again? That's disgusting. Not the asshole. But you will be if you don't put your foot down. Gee, I don't think he likes that. Isn't going to cut it. This is your kid. Calmly but firmly say, stop tormenting my son or you won't be allowed to be around him anymore. THB. I think your biggest problem is your husband. And the fact that he's not willing to stand up for you and your son. Make it clear to him that you won't be around his family if this continues. Accept your poor baby. My heart breaks thinking about how scared he is, and you and your worthless husband just keep letting your asshole Bill terrorize him. Both of you need to step the fuck up and parent and keep your goddamn abusive Bill the fuck away from the vulnerable child in your care who is your responsibility. Not the asshole. But I'd really put my foot down firmly. Your Bill is sadistic. And your child needs to be defended. Your husband should be the one to stand up and tell him he will not be allowed to terrorize your baby. It's really odd to me that he's so nonchalant about his brother doing this. If your husband won't stand up for your baby, I think it's time for you and the kids to stay home from any event Bill attends. And for Bill to be banned from your home. If your husband doesn't like it, I'd ask him why he cares more about his adult brother's feelings than his infant son's. Don't allow that man inside your home and get your partner to put his abusive brother in his place. Things like this can mess up a kid for life. You're the asshole for letting it continue. You didn't put your foot down but just politely request he doesn't. If your husband won't protect his child, you take the child away. Out of the house. When you see dear uncle enter the home, protect your child. You're the asshole for brining you kid there.